So, welcome back to the last session. Today in this room, so I think it's the last session, but the most interesting is about our CTO. I would like to introduce our co-chair, Dr. Sandrif, and I myself, Dr. Phạm Mạnh Hùng, and also we have panelists, Dr. Rustem Datos, Dr. Nguyễn Hữu Đức, Dr. Trần Bá Hiếu, and Dr. Dinesh Ne. I think don't waste the time. So I would just start in the first speaker. I would like to introduce and invite Dr. Takuma Shuda. We present a talk about the integrated approach for CTO PCI, wire selection, and ivus-guided wiring.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. I'm talking about the antegrade approach, but anyway, the wire selection is also important. Both antegrade, also retrograde wiring. So this is my COI. So before the selection of the guide wire, we have to know about much more about the guide wire component, including the structure itself. So guide wire has so many structure inside the system. So we have to differentiate every guide wire regarding to this kind of the structure characteristics. So stainless steel or nitrile is also then in terms of the core shape, round or flat, and also the in terms of the tip end design, the which type, which shape is is that of the chip. Also in the core, act 1 or not, and also the outer core, external or not. So understanding the each guide wire characteristics is more important to select the guide wire itself. So the stiff means it's not the same with penetration efficacy. So stiff doesn't always mean the high penetration efficacy. So, but anyway, in my practice, the selecting the guide wire is the first guide wire is maybe derived from the CTO morphology in terms of the anatomical feature. So if the CTO entry is taper type, the microchannel is absent or not. So I have to choose the proper guide wire as an antegrade wire, as a first guide wire. But in terms of the brand type or abrupt type, the proximal space, yes or not, it depends on the every situation. But in terms of the CTO morphology, first guide wire should be selected. But after that, the guide wire, first guide wire was failed in some reason. So the next guide wire should be selected next. So in the type of the situation, though, we have to much consider about why the primary guide wire was failed. So if the guide wire required more torque force, so we have to select as next guide wire with a thicker core diameter, or the composite core or external guide wire. And also if we need more slippery guide wire in terms of inside the classification or something. So we have to select the guide wire with polymer covered guide wire. So from just now, we do exercise in the real guide real case. So this is a LED CTO case. So the CTO length is not so long. So diagonal and septal is already insert guide wire and try to use the DLC with antegrade guide wire escalation. So after using the guide next to, so guide next to was unfortunately going to the subintimal space. So what should we do next? How is the guide wire? So we have to select guide wire X. So, but guide wire X have what type? what should we do? So I didn't perform the IVUS, but we have to imagine the IVUS cross-sectional IVUS image in this case. And as you know, clearly demonstrate in the RL cranial view, the target room is upper side, compared to the guide wire one. So in the error cranial view, the on the way with the guy next to. So the imaginary IVUS maybe predict this kind of the guide wire location. Guy next to is more inner side, myocardium side, compared to the ideal route. So we have to assess why Gaia next to was failed going to the subintimal space. So we have to select guide wire with more penetration efficacy than Gaia next to. So this target is clear, not so long CTO. So that's why the Confidence Pro 12 is next step I will use in this case. Okay. So finally, Angelo clearly demonstrated the big example. So in the case 2, it's a left main CTO, very vintage CTO. So the post bypass graft was occluded, or bypass was occluded, but very so how can I say, the very anatomically tricky collateral demonstrate the CTO exit of the circumflex osseous. So first of all, I performed the anterior approach with the Miracle Neo 3 in this case. But as you know, in the spider view, clearly demonstrate the Miracle Neo 3 was too weak to penetrate the CTO distal cap. Okay, like this one. So we need the escalation of the guide wire stiffness, guide wire penetration efficacy. So step up to the guide next to. But guide next to also went into the subintimal space. In the RL cranial view and the L cranial view, clearly demonstrate the guide next to is inside subintimal space. So in this case, the ivus-guided is one option, but in terms of the parallel wire technique, what should we do? Select guide wire X as a next. So imagine ivus is maybe this kind of the location. So compared to the true lumen, guy next to is inside the myocardium side. The upper side, 12 o'clock is epicardial side. So, but in aerial cranial view, clearly demonstrated the ideal route is more should be bending course, and also in the aerial cranial view also more bending. So the guy next to is looks too straight, go too straight. Okay, so that's why the Gaia X should have more so flexible one, so deflectable one. We have to select as a next. So that means that the core diameter should be more smaller than the Gaia next to, and also the penetration efficacy should be more than the Miracle Neo 3, but less than the Gaia next to. So consider the what is the guide wire X. So that is the next one. Okay. Next one is the solution. One of the solution of this case. So in the parallel technique, not always escalation is the only way to perform. De-escalation is also one option, one solution. Okay, the guy next one successfully get into the true room. So finally, the will canalize the CTO. So the third case is the RCS CTO case. So in the 2018, this case has the distal CTO, but in the 2022, the CTO expand more to proximal RCA. So anyway, this CTO is so long, so I performed the escalate initiative with the Miracle Neo 3, very safer guide wire. So, but it failed to pass the proximal. But when switched to Schönbrach, so Schönbrach can pass the first corner like this. But in the second corner, Schönbrach cannot clear. So I step up to the guy next to. But unfortunately, the guy next to could not overcome first corner. Okay. So Miracle Neo 3 cannot pass the first corner, but Schönbrach can pass first corner. But next two cannot pass first corner. Okay, which should be selected as a guide wire X as a solution. So in the part of the we assess the this CTO is separate number one and number two. Number one is have a maybe loose tissue because the guide wire Schönbrach could pass. Wire could go inside the CTO. So that's why the this one have the loose tissue like a thrombotic plug or something, very soft plug. But considering the guy next to or Miracle Neo 3 he could not pass the number one. Maybe the superficial calc is located inside the number one. So that's why the to clear number one, the lubricity is more important. I mean the polymer jacket is required to pass the number one. But Schönbrach could not number two. In number two, more hard plug than the number one. So that's why the we have to the guide wire X need more penetration efficacy than the Schönbrach. What is that? Solution is Gradius. Okay, Gradius have the polymer jacket and also the more penetration efficacy than Schönbrach. So that's why the could pass number one and also number two and get into the distal room like this. Okay, like this one. So this is the final case, the little bit too short time. So this is the first, sorry, the no option of the retrograde case, and diagonal CTO is this target. So very calcified and very bending, not so big diagonal branch. Okay. So first of all, I performed the Antegrade wire escalation by the Gynex 3. But Gynex 3 could not enter into the proximal cap like this. So very difficult to pass the CTO entry. So that's why the CP12 was selected as the next. And CP12 could penetrate the CTO proximal cap. But as you know, this related to the Miracle Neo 3. Then Miracle Neo 3 he demonstrates that it's inside a subintimal space. So ivus-guided rewiring was performed in this case. So in this case, so that okay, the target true remain is 12 o'clock, but the more proximal side true remain. But just after the proximal sheet entry, the true remain is 9 o'clock and go to the 12 o'clock at the distal. Okay, so I first of all use a Confluence Pro 12 in this case with the IVUS guidance. Okay, but as you know, the CP12 could not control and also go lateral side. So this is a IVUS cross-section IVUS image. So the CP12 go 10 o'clock, but the true lumen should be located in the like this the position. So that's why the true lumen is like this course. Okay, but CP12 will only go the lateral side, could not come back. Okay, so in this situation, what should we select as a guide wire X? So guide wire X should have the more flexible one, because the CP12 go outside the vessel course, go straight, too straight. Okay, never kick back to the inner side, the septal side. But in terms of the penetration efficacy, the guide wire should have the more than the CP12. Okay, and also the guide wire X should have the more torque power, more than controllable guide wire than the CP12. What is the guide wire? High penetration efficacy, but more flexible one. It's a Gynex 4. So Gynex 4, or by using the Gynex 4, as you know, the tip direction was well controlled to the inner side. Okay, like this one. And finally puncture it to the true lumen. Okay, so finally the stent was implanted. So as you know, the Gynex 4 is only available still in Japan, but some extra coil is very good for the torque force, to create better torque force than the Gynex 3 or Gynex 1 or Gynex 2 or something. And the tip load is only 10. But as you know, the penetration efficacy is much higher than the CP12, because the tip end design is too sharp than the Confiance Pro 12. So that's why this case could be well recognized with Gynex 4. So in summary, the understanding guide wire components is very important, and also the new guide wire maybe still inside the Japan, but in near future the ST also next 4 will be bring the other country also. But anyway, the guide caster and my caster DSC section is also important to clear the CTO wiring. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shuda, for some magic cases.